Hi everyone, today I'm gonna share with you some speaking tips to help you communicate better when speaking English. But I have to remind you that these tips often being used in real-life context rather than being used in tests or exam. But foreigner could understand 100% of what you are saying, what you are expressing your opinion, although you are not a native speaker. So the first tip that I want to share with you is that you have to write before speaking. If you can write, you can speak it. So what does it mean? If you often practice speaking English but you feel like your speaking skill doesn't improve much, your way of speaking doesn't gain any improvement, so let's stop speaking. Instead of that, you have to write. But what will we write? We will choose a favorite topic and then we will write any idea, cues or hint from that topic. So for example, with the beginner level, if someone asks you what is your daily routine, so first you need to list some activities like get up, have breakfast or hit the gym, and you can also write some adverb of frequency like at 8 a.m. or the morning. And then whenever you finish writing, you speak each word and then you practice speaking by reading aloud. So for example, I list some activities in this notebook and then start speaking. In the morning, I get up early to have a light breakfast and hit the gym at about 8 a.m. With the advanced level, so you can start writing from writing a paragraph or writing an essay with your favorite topic. But you need to remember that you have to search on the internet to find some writing samples, and then you analyze the way they are writing, the way they use vocabulary, idioms, expression or collocation, and then after that you choose and select some vocabularies, idiom, expression, collocation that is suitable for your topic, and then you have to write like your own product, like your own paragraph, your own essay. And after writing a long paragraph like this, if you feel very hard to pronunciation, if you don't know how to read that, so I have one website for you that I often put the paragraph I write into Google Translate. So as you know, Google Translate is a little bit mechanical, but its voice is very easy to hear and standard. So I often use Google Translate to practice my speaking. So this is the way I use Google Translate. So I will copy the paragraph I write and put into Google Translate, and I click on the listen. So I will listen to its voice and start reading to it.
This is an exciting topic for me to talk about. I want to share with you my favorite part of the day. I am not an early riser because I often stay up late at night. That's why I can't enjoy the morning much. In contrast, the evening is part of the day that I love the most. To me, the evening starts at the time my working day ends, at 5 p.m. every day. After that, it's my choice to do anything I want. There are no fixed things for my evenings. I keep an open mind and do what I want. For example, on some evenings.
So this is the way I use Google Translate to practice speaking, and with writing a long paragraph like that, I also know what the main point in the topic that I want to write. The second tip that I use is TikTok. So besides some website that could help learner to communicate online with foreigner through chatting, video or calling through a screen, but with a shy person like me, so I prefer the duet feature on TikTok. So on the search, I will type the title practice English conversation, so it will appear a lot of video of speaking. So here's the way of do it. So one foreigner will record their speaking, their conversation with full transcript, and all I have to do is that I have to do it with their video when my lines appear on the screen. So this video contains a lot of levels from beginner to advanced, which help me a lot to control my pronunciation, my speaking, my intonation before their turn to speak. So this is a great way for me to practice English when there is no one around to practice English with me. So here is my video from Duet Speaking Challenge on TikTok.
Practice your English. I say red and you say green. Do you have any plans for the weekend?
Yeah, I'm going to see my sister and her boyfriend on Saturday.
Nice. Where do they live?
They live in Cork City. It's in the southwest of Ireland.
Have you been there before?
I was there with my family as a child, but I haven't been there in years.
What are you going to do when you're there?
I think we are going shopping in the afternoon, and then we are going to an Italian restaurant in the evening.
Sounds good. I hope it's not raining on Saturday.
Yeah, I hope so too. Next is a tip related to verb in the past simple tense when speaking. So as a high school student, whenever teacher give me an example that I have to put the correct form of verbs in the past simple tense, so I often feel like very scared and tired because I cannot study all of the irregular verbs from this table. So for example, I ate bánh mì for breakfast. So I often wonder, ate is the past symbol of it? Or for another example, I wore this white dress for prom. Wore or worn is the past symbol of wear. So it makes me feel very scared and hesitant to speak, to describe something, some events in the past. So it takes me a lot of time to think about the correct verbs to use in the past simple tense like this. So I have one tip for you. So instead of saying this structure S plus verb irregular verbs or verb ed, we will say S plus did plus verb infinity. So in this way, I don't have to think seriously about the correct form of verbs in the past simple tense, and it also the way that I emphasize my idea to say to another person. So let's turn back to the example. So instead of say I ate bánh mì for breakfast, so I will say I did eat bánh mì for breakfast. And another example, I wore this white dress for prom. Instead of that, I will say I did wear this dress for prom. So this is the useful tips I use when use the verb in the past simple tense. Here is the final tip related to auxiliary verbs when speaking. After communicating with several foreigners, I recognize that the foreigner doesn't focus too much on the grammar, especially on the auxiliary verbs. Why could I say that? For example, when we create question, we often use the auxiliary verbs at the beginning of the question, right? For example, do you like this? Have you been there? Are you hungry? But for the foreigner, they often omit the auxiliary verbs. So instead of saying, do you like this? They say like that. You like this? Have you been there? You been there? Are you hungry? You hungry? But with the omitted of the auxiliary verbs like that, we can totally understand what they are asking. So, the tip here is that don't focus too much on the auxiliary verbs. Just make a short and simple sentence and maybe combine with your body language to express your idea clearly.